Guess who's back? Back again. Nikki's back. Tell a friend. Alright internet, MissNikNak here, and it's been a very long time since I last saw you guys. I'm really sorry, I needed to take a big break out for the final haul of my university life, and let's just say it wasn't very easy. So I apologise, but I am now finished with my degree. And I can finally get back to doing videos on a regular basis. I promise you I will be having a video up every other day, if not every day. We'll see, depending on how much I can get done and blah blah blah. But I am back and I can now make videos whenever I want. That's fabulous. So today I just wanted to do a bit of a quick vlog about university in general and my experiences, and if you're not there yet or you're thinking about going, this is just some advice that I have learnt over my 3 years of being there. I was studying a degree called Screen Cultures and Media Practices, which is basically a really fancy term for media studies. But yes, I am now finished, my degree is over. I should be getting my final results now, really. It's been a while. I handed my last bit of work in a few weeks ago and I haven't had anything, so let's hope it's good news. So first of all, you're gonna hit everywhere. This it's for exams, anything. I didn't have to do any exams on my course. It was coursework based, the whole thing. But really do start your work early. Do not leave it to the last week beforehand. You can kind of get away with that when you're at secondary school or something like that, when you're doing your sixth form, whatever like that. But university takes a lot of time. If you particularly study in England, this is a really weird fact that a lot of people who've gone to university feel the same way as I do. If you did your A-levels, I don't know what the equivalent of that is in America, if someone could tell me, but it's what you do, it's optional to do after you do your years in high school. It's an extra bit at the end you don't have to do. You can leave at 16 or you can stay on to 18 to do your A-levels. Anyway, speaking of A-levels, I personally, and a lot of people I spoke to feel the same way, feel that your first year of university is generally easier than your doing your A-levels, your second year of A-levels. I think, in my opinion, it was harder doing the A-levels than the first year of university. And unfortunately, you think oh, this is easy, it's fine, it's alright. And weird thing about a lot of, I don't know if it's the case with a lot of things, but especially in UK universities, a lot of the time, your work in the first year doesn't really count. Yeah, you pay all that money, thousands and thousands, I think I paid around £8,000 to £9,000 a year to do my university course. And the whole first year, all the work I did, I literally just had to pass. I just had to pass it. And at my university, it was on a scale of the pass rates and the scores went from 0 to 100. And if you got anywhere above 40, that's a pass. So it was pretty easy to do it. You had to really, really fuck up to not get a pass. But yes, so I pretty much dossed through first year, didn't get the best marks, but I just needed a pass and I didn't go towards anything, so what does it matter? Then second year came and I was like, holy shit, this is a lot harder than the first year. Things started to matter. Not everything you did went towards your degree, but the best marks you get, you can then fall back on in your third year if you don't do very well. So I was adamant that I was going to do well in the second year, so I had things to fall back on later on. Second year started to get very hard, and I spoke to someone who also went to the same university as me, and she actually told me that she thought second year was harder than the third year. So I was like, oh, that's good to know. Second year was really stressful. Okay, I'm glad. And then third year came, and she was wrong. Third year, I've just finished my third year, my final year, and I can say with all honesty, I think it was the single hardest few months of my life. I have never been in such a state of heightened anxiety and stress. I was barely sleeping, I lost weight, I was having stress dreams every night up until deadline. One of my lecturers actually said to me, this was one of the projects we had, which is our major final project, we had months to do it, absolutely months. I think we had about 3 months to get it done. And I remember him saying at the very beginning, you've got to remember that this is always going to be in the back of your mind, that this has to be done. Because there were 2 bits in our final year, so our final major project and our dissertation, which is basically a giant essay. they have to go towards your degree. So whatever grade you get, they will go towards your final mark, like, no matter what, and they take a big chunk of that like amount up on your final degree. So you have to do well at them. So yeah, this whole stress of the final project pretty much kept me awake for months, and it was, I can't even put into words how much stress it put me under. I was like, and people are always like, oh yeah, but then you're gonna have to go into work and that's gonna be stressful. And yeah, I understand that, but the difference is, I would be getting paid to be that stressed. In university case, I was paying them to be stressed out on my mind to a point where I never experienced stress like it. And I'm surprised Sam managed to put up with me for as long as he has, because I was an absolute psycho for a few months, and it's all I could talk about was just how stressed I was. And I'm glad, because one of my friends who lives close to me, we walked the dogs together, and she was in her 3rd year as well, so that's pretty much all we spoke about when we went on dog walks. Just like, I'm so tired, I'm not sleeping, I'm so stressed, can this just be over, I want this to be done, I'm so close to the end. And yeah, one of my courses was one of the last ones to finish at the university, so yeah, everyone was finishing and being like, I've finished my uni work, I'm now a graduate, and I'm like, yeah, great, thanks. I'm just gonna sit here and continue doing my work. Other points to think about, when you get given your coursework, I don't know if it's the same for everyone, everything in our university came with a brief, which is pretty much just, this is what you need to do, this is what you're being marked on, this is how you hand it in. And I can say with all like the confidence in the world, you have to treat that brief like a Bible. Like, you have to follow that, because that is specifically what they're going to mark you on. So if you like read it and go, oh god, I haven't spoken about that, you need to speak about that, otherwise they can mark you down significantly. So whatever they set out early on for your assessments, make sure you follow it to a T. I say, unfortunately with like media and a lot of like art degrees, there is a thing where a lot of bias can come into it. If the teacher's not keen on what you're doing, that can be really shit, because they can mark you down because they're just not that keen on what you're doing. But luckily briefs can kind of get a bit of leeway there, because they have to mark you on what they've set, so that's good. If you have an online submission for any work, make sure you send it in way before it's meant to be done, like a few hours, like at least days even. If you can manage days before handing in your work, make sure you do, because stuff with the internet can go wrong. Like, I've had times when I've been handing in work and it just wouldn't go. I had this really important piece of work earlier this year that I went to send off to the university, and it literally, it was submitting for over an hour and nothing was happening. I don't know why, I think it's because my internet's awful where I live. So I sent it on Dropbox to my friend, and she then logged into my account and submitted it for me. Took her 2 seconds. Took me over an hour, took her 2 seconds. Ridiculous. So yeah, always, for the love of God, have a backup plan. In university, they do not give a shit if your work has gone missing or it's been deleted or a hard drive's been wiped. They do not care. They need you to have backups of absolutely everything, and I mean everything. Like, if you've done something and you save it to your documents, make sure you save it to your Dropbox account, make sure you save it to a separate hard drive, make sure you also save it on a memory stick, so you know you have like 1,000 copies of things go wrong. I cannot like swear on this enough. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm making it sound all doom and gloom, but no, university is really fun. It really is, and you learn. I've learned so much over my time there about how to be professional. Loads of traits that I can then use when I go off and get a full-time job, and I can finally start earning money and stop being broke poor. So yeah, don't think of this as all doom and gloom, but I will say, if you're wondering what you want to do, like, don't worry if you pick the wrong course and it's not for you. A lot of the time, if you notice that early, they can switch you over to another course pretty easily, especially in the first year. Even in later years, actually, it's not really that much of a problem. But don't ever feel scared to just be like, this isn't for me, and leave. Or go on to another course, because it really is important. Like, don't be wasting your money on something like that. It's so important. But yes, I really genuinely do hope that you guys, like, if you're thinking about going, like, just take some of my word of caution, because it is like, it's something else. I've seen it push people to the edge, but it really is worth it, because it does get you ready for later on in life. but I understand it's expensive and it's not for everyone. But yeah guys, thanks for letting me rant a little bit about how stressful it's been for the last few months, but I am back now and I am raring to make videos again. So I have a few ideas for what I want to do over the next few weeks. Let me know if you're fancying any of these. So here are my ideas at the moment. I want to do a sim series. If you're interested in that at all, I want to like make a sim and then have like a whole adventure with that because I love The Sims. Like I put more time into The Sims games than I think in any other game in my life. If you're interested, I can do Stardew Valley. I've played a lot of that. I think I'm like, well, probably about 80 hours in, maybe 100. How sad is that? We can play Overwatch. I've got Overwatch. I love Overwatch. I'm definitely going to be doing some videos on that. I did say ages ago I was going to play PvZ, like Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2, so I will get around to that and we'll be playing some multiplayer with that, probably with Sam. Oh, and I'm going to be doing some Hitman stuff as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's so good to be back. I missed you all so much. But yes guys, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye!